Yeah, and welcome back everyone to our Star Wars Plus live reaction of Obi-Wan Kenobi, titled
The High Ground.
No One's Ever Really Gone. Look at Reva. She got stabbed with a lightsaber. Twice. And she's not really gone. Look at the Grand Inquisitor. He got stabbed in the chest with a lightsaber. And he's still not really gone. Not yet. And then look at Darth Vader. He got all of his limbs cut off and was set on fire with a lightsaber. And he's still not really gone. No one's really gone.
No one's ever really gone.
No one's ever really gone.
Oh my god! But it's okay, because no one's ever really gone. Part 6.
Yes, it's the grand finale, people. The end of Obi-Wan Season 1. That rhymed. I'm pretty certain we're going to get a Season 2 if the rumors are anything to go on, which means this might not have the conclusion we were all thinking of. I mean, hopefully it ends well enough. I know theoretically they could make this go on for a while, given that there is like a 5-year stretch between this and Rebels, and they could even go on after that if they wanted to. But hopefully they make this somewhat condensed, just so it's not too egregious in terms of the continuity, but who the hell knows at this point. But yeah, this will be interesting because last we saw Obi-Wan managed to take Leia and the refugees out of the base in time before Vader busted on in and attempted to kill them all. Fortunately, he made the dumb move of leaving his communicator behind, which Reva saw as she lay dying, or, you know, at least really badly hurt. Which means that, thanks to Bail, she now knows what's going on over in Tattooine with Luke and Owen. So chances are, now that she failed at her chance to kill Vader, because that was apparently her plan this whole time, was to kill Vader, she's probably going to take her rage out on Obi-Wan by ways of killing Luke. Because she'd already threatened it before, so chances are she's going to attempt to really do it this time.
She means it. Mm-hmm. She's going to do it.
Oh, totally.
Yep. Absolutely, yeah.
But given that we ultimately know what happens to Luke, I don't think she's gonna succeed. So it's all a matter of how exactly she's gonna meet her end.
I'd predict Owen's gonna take her out.
That would be the greatest insult to her, honestly. An all-powerful Jedi/Sith, whatever, just taken out by a farm boy.
Well, also it kind of brings it back around. She did threaten to kill him.
Yeah, trying to flex and, like, show her badassery, and he's just, like, not taking any of it. That would be appropriate, honestly. I feel like that's gonna happen, like, probably after her battle with Obi-Wan, because you know he's gonna haul ass there, and he's gonna try to, like...
If he can haul ass, because they're stuck in Last Jedi mode right now.
That's right. Ugh. Don't remind me. I hope to God it doesn't go in that direction. I know everyone has their opinions, and I have mine, but I really did not enjoy The Last Jedi for that reason, just because it went at a snail's pace. So I really hope they don't do that with this episode, but we'll see. So in that case, let's get started and see the grand finale of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And play. More upsetting scenes. We're going to see more dead kids. I'd still like to know how he couldn't sense that they weren't on that ship.
Did you really believe I did not see it, youngling?
Well, that took like half an hour.
Skip.
Yay, we're back on Tattooine. Haven't seen that place in a while. Dick?
Something you want to say?
I have something to say.
Was that the same jerkwad that Obi-Wan worked for? How are you walking after being impaled? Also, she got there really quick.
Did she have a ship?
Who the fuck knows?
Did she have like a TIE fighter or something?
Let's just say yes.
Increase firepower.
At once, Lord Vader.
Shoot harder.
Fire, assholes.
This ship's gonna blow up, isn't it? It's really just feeling like Last Jedi.
You're scared.
Duh.
Maybe I should borrow her too.
Emotional support, Lola?
We need a new belt for this theater.
Certain somebody broke the last one.
You see, Luke actually gets some lines in this.
There's something you need to know.
There's something you need to know, Cliche.
You must promise me that you'll get her home larger as soon as I'm in the clear.
You have my word.
Although I know the word of a liar and a fake Jedi may not mean much to you, it's good enough for me.
Didn't he attempt to do this in the last episode and that didn't happen?
We need to leave, Brew. We need to take Luke and hide somewhere.
Where? In the desert? I'm not leaving my home. At least here we have a chance.
We stay. We need help.
I'm not putting anyone else in danger, Owen. We're enough. You and me.
Brew, what are you doing?
We both knew this day might come.
Huh.
I mean, good on
Yeah.
her for preparing, but
I don't know how you're gonna take on somebody who has the Force on their side.
also I'm remembering how they ended up at the beginning of A New Hope, so I'm not really, you know, too optimistic.
I have something for you. Broken found it before we got out. She would have wanted you to have it.
It's empty.
Well, I wasn't going to give you a blaster. You're 10 years.
Why not? So that's how Leia got her blaster holder. Okay. Nah.
Come back.
I promise.
You fucking liar. Lies! The filthy Jedi lies!
I have to face him, Master. Whether he dies or I do, this ends today.
If he dies, he dies.
So this comes to a showdown between him and Vader, and then Reva and Owen. I mean, we kind of know how this ends, but see which way this goes.
That's him.
Now is our chance to wipe out this network.
Fill
in
my
its
eyes
entirety.
with
We
that
cannot
tunnel
hide
vision.
one lone Jedi.
He is not just any Jedi. Follow Kenobi.
At once, Lord Vader.
I was right about Anakin. Actually, I'm wondering if Bale's gonna show up to help them fight.
That's what I was thinking.
He was gonna head there anyway,
Yes.
Alone.
so I hope he's been practicing his lightsaber fighting. Huh. I guess she snuck that in. Like I said, emotional support Lola. You know, it'd be funny if Lola took over the ship, came in last minute, and just fucking shot Vader down.
She's here. It's time.
I mean, on the one hand, she is injured, so it sort of gives him a chance. Here we are, the big showdown.
Have you come to destroy me, Obi-Wan?
Are you threatening me?
I will do what I must.
Then you will die.
I kind of wish they had the music, but, you know.
The night is still young.
Yep. I am curious as to whether they have lasers or if they have guns. Yeah, lasers.
Not that plant. It really tied the room together.
A shrubbery!
There we go. Ow.
Ah, my nose. I'm not supposed to get lightsabers in it.
And that is why you will
Vader
always
used Earthquake.
know.
It's super effective.
Because good is dumb.
So Vader's an earthbender now? And now I bury you alive.
Did you truly think that you could defeat me,
You didn't think it would be that easy, did you?
Master?
We still calling him Master.
Probably ironically.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Justice! Justice stays crunchy even in milk. And together we can be justice.
Oh, she's coming!
I will enact justice against Vader by killing this boy I don't know. See, he's between a rock and a hard place. Is this where the Jedi rock floaty powers come in?
Now stand on one hand and lift. Rocks with your special gift.
Happy thoughts, think happy thoughts. Think of the happiest things, it's the same as having wings.
Oh, what now?
Ah, this guy. Ooh! Kill Obi-Wan. You like rocks? Have all the rocks in the world. Ooh.
You know, And sand just crushed up rocks.
Yeah. Obi-Wan used rock throw. It's super effective.
You know, he's throwing rocks at a cripple.
Obi-Wan's canceled. How funny would be if she was like just shot by a Tusken Raider right now.
Why not?
Because they use actual bullets, which Jedi can't stop. Ooh, right in the breathing apparatus. Great, now you turn him into an asthmatic. It's like fighting Grievous all over again.
I'm just like, hasn't Obi-Wan hurt him enough? I mean, no, but he just keeps adding further injury.
Case in point. He just slashed him in the fucking skull. It's gonna be like when Ahsoka sliced at his helmet. Yep. This is just like that.
Anakin.
Such precision accuracy. Dude, you don't look too good.
Anakin's gone. I'm what remains.
That is so weird.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Anakin.
Why didn't you say that years ago?
I'm not your failure.
Obi-Wan.
You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker.
I did. I mean, he's right.
From a certain point of view.
The same way, I will destroy.
What? You got no legs! What are you gonna do, bleed on me?
Bro, you can barely breathe and you expect to take him on.
Goodbye,
You make me sad.
Darth.
I'm not gonna kill a crippled old man, that's just in poor taste. Gotta admit, he's pretty fucking terrifying like this.
Yeah.
And he's usually terrifying.
But he's also kind of pathetic, too. So kind of
Well, I mean,
takes
now,
the sting out of it.
now we're seeing Anakin poke through.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that was worth it to you, Anakin. Screw the speed limit, I have to go save Luke.
This is so dumb.
Yeah.
This is really
It's like
dumb.
now is when you grow a conscience. If you're only now realizing what you're doing is fucked up. Hope Obi-Wan the Lightspeed crashes into her ass. Bang up job you two did.
I'll look in the Dune Sea. We'll search till we find him.
Wrong way. Thank God for that main character plot armor that Luke's wearing. Don't worry, he's only half dead.
I couldn't do it.
Somehow.
I couldn't do it.
You haven't failed them. By showing mercy, you have given them peace. You have honored them.
Yeah, just forget all the other people you killed. Obviously.
Ugh.
Another lightsaber buried in the sands of Tattooine.
Now you're free.
Meanwhile, in the legions of Mount Doom. Oh, hey, Palps, haven't seen you in a while.
You seem agitated, my friend.
He will not obey me again.
I wonder if your thoughts are clear on this.
Kenobi means nothing. I serve only you, my master.
Yeah, no. Don't buy that for a second.
You wouldn't be going this hard to, like, friggin' find him if that were the case. Na 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 na, tweet-diddly, yeah, 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 yeah. I guess that group got her back home, no problem.
Let's go, young lady. We don't want to keep her.
Proto-Leia outfit.
Is that a holster? I love it.
Great accessory.
So who is it today? More cousins?
Not exactly.
Getting your droid back.
Ah, there he is. So he did keep his promise.
Boba!
Oh, and Obi-Wan.
Droid. I fear for her future. The Empire grows stronger.
I'd be more worried about your future.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you ever need my help again, you know where to find me. Let's hope that day never comes.
Well,
What do you do now?
I don't know. What do you think I should do?
I think you should slip.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You look like shit.
I think you're right. When I said before that I didn't know your parents, you are wise, discerning, kind-hearted. These are qualities that came from your mother. But you're also passionate and fearless, forthright. And these are gifts from your father.
True that.
Both were exceptional people who bore an exceptional daughter.
Now your brother, he's another story.
I have to tell you more.
It's okay. You don't have to. Will I ever see you again?
Maybe someday, if you ever need help from a tired old man. But we must be careful. No one must know, or it could endanger us both.
Next time she sees him, he's getting stabbed.
Goodbye, princess. May the force be with you.
And also with you. As for me, I'm off to appear on Hot Ones. I want to take that gauntlet.
Well, so this ends at Tattooine for another 9 years.
Screw you, Owen.
Screw the rules, I'm a Jedi. Well, at least he's not hiding in a cave anymore.
Maybe I should invest in a small hut.
Maybe I should start living like a human being.
The only protection he needs now, Owen, is you and Brew.
Yeah, that'll work for about another 9 years.
You want to meet him?
I mean, this is in continuity. He did meet Ben before.
Hello there.
He said it.
I have no idea where I'm going.
And we're walking, and we're walking, and we're walking. Is that you, Qui-Gon? You finally showing up? About fucking time.
Well, took you long enough.
Took you long enough, you ass.
Beginning to think you'd never come.
I was always here, Obi-Wan. You just were not ready to see.
Bullshit. Yes, that's what he spent the next 9 years doing. Don't worry, one day you'll be able to give advice from beyond the grave, just like me. Well, okay then. I mean,
That was the thing that happened.
yeah. I mean, we're back to the status quo, so no real damage done.
I mean, some time wasted.
Yeah, it wasn't a total waste. You know, the very first words out of Qui-Gon's mouth better be, "Bro, I'm sorry, I done fucked up. Let's work on fixing this."
The first words out of his mouth will be, "I will find you, and I will kill you."
He just found him. Why would he kill him?
Oh.
Those should be his first words to Anakin, honestly. I rooted for you, man, and you let me down. Why?
Good.
Also, Vader's gonna have some piss-poor scouts if he never found Obi-Wan. Like, Obi-Wan came to him. Like, that's pretty fucking pathetic.
Well, I mean, Obi-Wan is on a planet full of sand. A planet that Anakin originally came from and really doesn't want to go back to.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, could Anakin Darth Vader file like a lawsuit against Obi-Wan for all the damage he's wrought on him?
He broke my breathing device, and he messed up my limbs, and he sliced me in the face, and then he left me to die again. I want to sue his ass.
I'm like, if I were Anakin, I wouldn't even want to see Obi-Wan. I'd want to get a restraining order against him.
I mean, to be fair, he's the one chasing Obi-Wan. It probably makes sense now why he hasn't fully gone after him all this time. It's like, you really want to live through that again?
It's pitiful. It really is. It's sad.
On the one hand, yeah, he did get one over on Obi-Wan by raking him across the coals, but on the other hand...
On the other hand, once again, Obi-Wan has done far more damage to him than Anakin ever got over on Obi-Wan.
I mean, he kind of got one over on him in that he murdered basically everybody he knew and forced him into hiding, so that's something, but I know physically wise he hasn't really done anything. Oh, that's all Anakin.
Also, let's not forget the fact that Obi-Wan has a freaking kill count. He's basically killed Darth Maul twice. He killed Grievous. Who else did he kill? He's killed.
He's killed like half the people in the Clone Wars, half the bad guys. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't him killing them, it was Anakin. It was usually one of those two.
Yeah.
Like, I know Obi-Wan doesn't fully intend to kill, because that's not the Jedi way, but on the other hand, when he does kill, he's really fucking brutal about it.
And he didn't even kill Anakin, but damn, they said left him for dead.
Gave him the Batman treatment. Beat him within an inch of his life. Left him, like, angry enough to come back wanting for more.
Oh, and let's not forget the fact that he basically set Reva out to die at the hands of Vader.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that bothered me. I didn't want to believe it, because, like, we've been watching Angry Joe's reviews of this as we've been reviewing, and he brought up how the way they're setting Reva up, and given what happens at the end of this, she's probably going to get her own series. Or she's going to appear in somebody else's series. And I'm like, no, come on.
It's like, I don't think Moses Ingram is bad at the character, but I have nowhere near enough interest in seeing a series following her.
I don't either. Like, I know they went out of their way to make her this complex character that's more on the darker side, but she does eventually go toward the light, same way Vader did. But look at her atrocities. Look how just unaffected she is by killing Jedis and killing kids up to that point. It's really hard to side with her. Yeah. And not that I'm saying bad guys can never be redeemed. I mean, freaking, what was her name, Ventress? Actually got like a sort of redeeming arc, even though she really doesn't deserve it. But she was an interesting enough character, and you liked watching her that you didn't mind seeing her arc. And a lot of people to this day want to see a proper live-action conclusion for her. It just feels different with this, because it kind of felt like she took over Obi-Wan's story. Because, like, this was supposed to be about his journey, but, you know, during that in-between time, between when he's hiding out as an old hermit to when he becomes, you know, more proficient as, like, a Jedi in hiding. Like, he's readying himself for when Luke needs him.
It's not even just Reva jacking the story, it's Leia, too, when you think about it. Not that I really have a problem with that, given the direction we went with it. But, again, like you said, this is supposed to be about Obi-Wan, and it feels like he's a third character in his own series.
Really, he does. Because, like, with Leia, I don't mind because she plays into his arc. Because this would be his adventure with Luke if Owen actually allowed him near Luke. But in this case, we get the rare chance to see a young Leia on Alderaan before it blew up with her parents. We got to see what her life was like, and, like, we almost never see or hear about it. And then, of course, you know, like I said, her whole thing ties into Obi-Wan. It gets him off the planet. It gets him to use his powers again. It gets him to confront Vader / Anakin again. And it gets him to realize that he can't keep hiding out and just letting life pass him by until he's summoned to protect Luke again. This gives him, like, a reason to actually live, at least for the time being. It actually gives him a reason to connect with the Force again. So Leia, in that sense, is important to the story, despite the fact that, you know, again, her screen time does kind of overshadow his, in a sense. With Reva, though, I know they were trying to probably do, like, a dark inverse or something, or someone who's parallel to Vader. Again, I guess to tie to Obi-Wan, he couldn't save Anakin from going down that path, but he managed to save her from doing it, even though he didn't really do much for her other than just talk to her.
I hate to say it, I know it's pointless in the grand scheme, but I think it would have been more effective if, in the end, she died. That she died, and that what Obi-Wan says to her in the end is, like, the final redemption for her. Something to that nature, I don't know. But like I said, it would have been more effective if she had died, and it really should have been Owen who did the deed.
I mean, good on him and Brew for trying.
Yeah.
But, like, come on, they're just simple farmers going up against a Grand Inquisitor. They had no chance, and they were
She
just...
was never Grand Inquisitor. What are you talking about?
She was
that
a
was a
Inquisitor.
joke. That was such a... You gave her a sticker. Woohoo, you're Grand Inquisitor. But actually, no. No.
She was kind of was for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Again, they're supposed to show that they do legitimately care for Luke, because I know you mentioned that it seemed that Owen really didn't like him, and he was being abusive or neglectful toward him just because he didn't want him leaving Tattooine and going to fight or doing anything at all outside the farm. But you see here, he genuinely does love Luke as his own son. He admitted as such. It's just, he's a simple farmer, probably never ever left Tattooine, probably never even left Mos Eisley. So... you know, what does he know beyond there? He just knows there's danger.
But on the other hand, it took an incident like this to make him own up to it.
At least he allowed Obi-Wan to meet Luke briefly before they meet later on.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, give him that toy, because, you know, that has to be there in continuity for the regular movie. I mean, I wouldn't say their screen time was wasted, because it does show them being competent parents despite the circumstances. Honestly, the whole focus of this really should have been the Darth Vader Obi-Wan fight, because they keep cutting away from it back to Reva, and it's like, no, I don't want to see this. I want to see the fight. And I know some people complain about how in episode 3, how long and drawn out the lightsaber fight was between them originally, but I mean, they made it look pretty damn good and impressive in this, because they weren't just swing, 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 swing. They were actually using their powers. They were like throwing rocks and shit. And they were causing earthquakes. Like, it was pretty cool.
I'm like, let's face it, in terms of the Vader Obi-Wan fight here, this is kind of an apology for episode 3.
Yeah.
This is like what really should have been there, and not Anakin still as a human with the Darth Vader name. And they have the Mustafar fight at the beginning, and that gets Anakin into the suit and everything. And then they have the actual fight as Vader and Obi-Wan. This would have made more sense as episode 3 fight.
Yeah, instead of like the CGI fest that was Mustafar, and it's like, how the fuck are you guys fighting this coherently and competently amidst lava?
Yeah, and I mean, as it was with episode 3, it's like a hurry to get to everything, because they wasted so much time in episode 1 trying to establish young Anakin in a story we really didn't even need. And basically all the Clone Wars stuff is relegated to a mini-series and then a CGI animated show.
In that sense, yeah, it does suck that they had to, shove all that in. When you think about it, everything that happens in episode 3 technically took over, like, the duration of, 2 days? Like, if you can even call it that. I don't even know how time works in this universe.
Something like that.
It feels like it takes place over the course of, a day or two. Yeah. It has to.
But it's like, with episode 1... they take forever to just do anything. They go to 4 planets, or 3 planets, I guess. And then episode 2, they kind of speed things up a bit, but more focused. And then episode 3 is like we're just rushing through the end of the Clone Wars just to get to, Grievous.
Pretty much. I mean, considering they introduced this character right the fuck out of nowhere, at least if you're a person that just watched the movies, then yeah, it's like, wait, why are we wasting time on this character? Who are they? They're not going to show up later. Clearly they died. It just...
Again, they really, really, really should have rethought how they were going to do the prequels.
Yeah, but, that's what happens when you throw in a first draft and hope for the best.
Yep.
Like I said, given what this is, I know it's ultimately unnecessary, and it doesn't really do much or add much to the original or sequel movies, but for what it is, it's really not that offensive. Like I said, it's not like they destroy continuity. It's not like anyone's acting incredibly out of character.
They don't destroy continuity, but they play a little hard, fast, and loose with it.
I mean, the only thing it really does is fill in the blanks for how Leia knows Obi-Wan, knows where he's located, because she was heading toward him, so she knew where he was. And again, explains why she named her son after him later on, even though in the movie context she had no real connection to him outside of knowing that he fought in the Clone Wars with her father. So, like I said, those little bits, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Like I said, we got stuff that we never saw before. We got that Obi-Wan Vader conflict before they meet again 9 years later. For the most part, I'm satisfied with this. I'm way more satisfied than I was with Boba Fett. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah,
this was better than Boba Fett just because it was more condensed, and the side characters did kind of steal time away from Obi-Wan, but for the most part, they utilized it well. Like I said, the only real exception was Reva, and again, I'm not dissing the actress or anything. I just think that they were just trying so hard to make this relatable Sith character, and
they're trying to make another character that you are going to love and have a fan favorite, and it just falls so hard.
And like I said, there might be a season 2, in which case it probably will focus on Reva trying to redeem herself, I guess. Maybe she'll actually turn her life around, actually try to save Jedi children instead of murder them. That still just gets to me. Because, how are you going to have a character that you're supposed to feel sorry for if they do shit like that? And I know Vader technically has done way worse and still gets redeemed at the end, but I don't know. I don't understand the mentality.
Nah, I thought that was incredibly weird. You can even see the gears going in Reva's head as she's going out to kill Luke. She's like, wait, this is wrong. This is off. Why am I doing this?
It's like she's been doing this for how many years, and then it takes one conversation with Obi-Wan to make her think, wait, am I the bad guy? But yeah, as it stands, like I said, this is, I guess, acceptable. It's probably as good as you would hope. I expected this to be way worse, honestly, because I didn't see any purpose in this whatsoever, and at least we got a sort of fun adventure, even if it did get dark at the end.
Although it felt like at times it's dragged down by the fact that it has so few ideas of its own that, again, much like the sequels and the prequels to an extent, it has to draw from the other material to fill out the whole episode run. The fact that it basically lifted the end of Jedi Fallen Order in one episode, and there is so much that is dumb about it. You just recently had this same thing happen, and you're not taking any precautions against having it happen again. Way to go, Empire. Way to go.
I mean, how many times have we seen that happen in, Rebels? Honestly, half the plots felt the same with them trying to sneak in or whatever, and it's the same damn problem. The Empire does not shift their protocol.
It's like the Empire wants to fail. It's like there's all these glaring problems they are even aware of, and they make no effort to correct it.
I mean, they were still in power for 19 years, so clearly they were doing something right. I don't know.
Let's just say along the way, they just lost every fuck they had to give.
I think because they were, diverting all funds into the Death Star project, so everything else just fell by the wayside.
Oh, and the fact that they decided to build another Death Star after the first one gets destroyed.
Oh, just build another one. Who's gonna give me a loan check? Call you? That thing wasn't fully paid off yet.
What, you got an ATM in that torso light bright of yours?
So yeah, as it stands, obviously this is no Mandalorian. I think we can agree Mandalorian is top tier in terms of Star Wars, Disney Plus stuff right now. Better than Boba Fett at least. You got.
Although I will say Boba Fett had a better ending. More satisfying ending than what we got with Obi-Wan. Let's put it that way.
To a degree, but
our journey to it wasn't great, but I still think it outshines the end of Obi-Wan.
I guess, but that's only because Mandalorian was involved, let's face it. Because, it had the promise of more Mandalorian. How much better of an ending can you get than that? Plus, that had more, like, room to do shit that happened after the original trilogy and before the sequel trilogy, so there was a lot more shit they can get away with.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that even the Mandalorian being part of the end of Boba Fett was always planned.
I guess so. I mean, given how many rewrites it went through, that was the only
I feel like that's
way.
the only constant out of everything, that it was predetermined from the start that the Mandalorian would be involved at the end of Boba Fett.
Because it just couldn't stand on its own. Yeah, I don't know, as a whole, I still felt like Obi-Wan was better, because at least we followed Obi-Wan the entire time. We didn't exactly deviate from anything. And yeah, it was basically just one long chase, but they did with it what they could, within the confines of the time period this takes place in. So,
given that we have to have the end where the bad guy goes after Luke, that just... it felt like they were creatively bankrupt at that point.
Yeah, I think if they either lessened her role or just took out that part in the last episode altogether, this would have been better. But, I mean, as it stands, I really don't have a desire for Obi-Wan Season 2. I think they did enough with this. Who the fuck knows what's gonna happen, but we'll see in the future. With that being said, thank you all for joining us on our Obi-Wan journey. It was definitely a few surprises along the way. Highs and lows, and I mean, I'm satisfied for the most part. I really didn't expect better from this, and this already exceeded my expectations in certain parts, so I say this is something to check out. Tell your friends if they are curious. It is worth at least one watch. For your hardcore Star Wars fans, you're probably going to take a lot more offense and probably point out every little inconsistency and stuff, so this might be frustrating in that sense.
I think this is going to be frustrating even if you're not a hardcore fan. Like I said, in the parts that we mentioned.
Point is, it's better than Boba Fett. That's all you need to know. It is better than Boba Fett.
I'm more invested, yes.
And with that being said, I'm Kat MacBerrie.
I'm Doug MacBerrie.
And may the Force be with you.
And also with you.